Welcome to my adventure in the United Arab Emirates. 6 days we've been on the road, and this is our final campsite on the beach in a place called Silla. 6 days it's taken to get here. We started at Ras Al Khaimah, right up the furthest northernmost point in the Emirates, and also the highest, probably one of the highest campsites in the land, deep in the mountains. Off the mountains, crossing the vast gravel plains into the empty quarter, crossing all 7 Emirates, and now find ourselves here, the most furthest southerly point, very close to the border with Saudi Arabia. How we got here, next. I'm Andrew St Pierre White. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and then travelling to the remotest parts of the world. At the invitation of His Royal Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan,
it's something really special.
Welcome.
Gwynn and I have just spent the past 4 days at His Highness's new off-road museum,
But that one without turbo, very poor in power. Yeah.
as well as being coddled in a 5-star hotel. Now we're about to throw off the shackles of room service, pillow menus, chauffeur-driven cars, to hit the trail in a Jeep. And I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. I'm in a Jeep. I'm in the United Arab Emirates. I'm driving down a wadi. A wadi is a local name for a riverbed. And in the Emirates, they are normally covered in tracks because four-wheel drivers absolutely love to drive down them and come under the trees. What we're doing today is exactly that. And I am driving what I consider to be probably the perfect vehicle for this particular application. The vehicle is the Jeep Wrangler JK, and I love Jeep. Well, what I love most about them is the fact that every new model they write unlimited or limited. And what limited means is that they'll only sell it to those people that really want to buy it. And unlimited means that they'll only sell it to everybody that really wants to buy it. And the reason why I say the Jeep is ideal for this kind of excursion is, well, it's light, small, fantastic off-road, and just plain fun. And because we're not doing epic distances, it's perfect. And this particular Jeep JK has a unique feature with its roof rack. It has signals an alarm when the roof rack falls off. It stops rattling. This is actually the first vehicle I've ever driven where whoever decided to put a roof rack on thought that scaffolding would do. And I remember this well from my previous trips to the area. These mountain passes are fantastic. So we are at 250 meters above sea level, and the campsite in these mountains right next to the Omani border. The campsite is 1,000 meters, so a 750 meter climb. And to tell you the truth, right now I cannot think of a single thing that I'd rather be doing. Well, this is a little unexpected little spot. Apparently the local farmers collect water in these flat areas and then they grow grass on them and we come and camp on them, but it's something to do with farming in the area.
This is stunning.
Middle of nowhere. This is my go-to spot for summer, and then I come do reviews on kit, and it's too hot. So I get up here and you got the greenery, park over here on my own, do a review. I love it.
A bit of a wind, so it'll probably be a cool tonight. Adrianette and Sean have already got their fleeces on. I mean, this is their winter. For us, this is still summer.
Tomorrow is the 2nd of December, and the United Arab Emirates celebrates its day that it was created. Basically, it's like Independence Day. It's when all 7 Emirates got together and decided to create a country. And of course that means a long holiday. And most people are taking over 10 days, and most people during that time are either heading into the mountains or heading down to the sea. So we're not absolutely alone, but it still is a very, very remote area. For those of you in the channel that don't know and are not familiar with my other trips to the Middle East, this is Sean and Adrianette Mayer. That's Gwynny.
Hello.
And they run a channel called
Expedition.
Extreme.
There we go.
One of the first channels dedicated to travel, tips and gear in the Middle East. They are based in the United Arab Emirates, and they are our guides for this trip. Again.
Again.
And good friends.
And they're very good friends, become very good friends of ours. And you are the first guys to have introduced us to this area, and we absolutely love it. So thank you for that to start with. I think we're going to have a good time. You said last night that the wind would stop when the sun went down. You were wrong.
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon when the sun goes down.
Oh, right, okay, because last night it didn't actually stop, did it?
No, it actually got stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yes, and I cursed you more and more and more for being wrong.
No, we got the days wrong, I must say. It's sunset this afternoon.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. We were loaned the Jeep by a company called Off-Road Zone. They're big into 4x4 modifications, company based in Dubai, and part of their operation is you drive. And the idea of that is that you go and rent a 4x4, you go and take it into the desert with a guide.
I looked around at what we were doing here and decided that the way we could drive business is to get people in Jeeps, get them out in the desert, teach them to love going out in the desert, camping, but especially the Jeeps, and then selling them Jeeps. So really it came about wanting to sell more cars, to get more long-term customers, and to do that, make people fall in love with driving a Jeep Wrangler, and that's how it was born.
But Gwynn and I decided that we didn't want one of their guides, we wanted our own personal guide. And we got one in the shape of Sean and Adrianette. Guys, scaffolding. Time now to sort out the very rattly mount for the rooftop tent. This is why deserts enchant me. Every plant, every creature is so well adapted to its environment, and those adaptations are so extraordinary and diverse. Watch this. This is a very, very spiky, inedible plant. Now if I pour some water on it, watch what happens. The surface cells change, exposing the chlorophyll and enabling them to absorb water and photosynthesize sunlight. During times of drought, they are able to protect themselves, during which they appear grey. Yesterday we left Dubai.
Yes.
Show us the route where we have come, where we are now,
Yeah.
and the plan.
Right, so I've brought you to the most northern part, probably one of the highest mountains accessible in the region. We're up just on the border over here. Okay,
So
we'll
Oman is actually the
parts.
that in two parts, just
Yes.
to clarify. That's Oman.
Correct.
And that's Oman.
First camp, we're heading to Fort Today, and then we're heading down towards Malia, ancient ruins, and then we're heading towards the Bedouin camp, which is here, and then we're heading down to the Tropic of Cancer, which is there,
Okay.
and then we're going to pop up on the beach here, and this is the Saudi border. So basically I'm taking you from one end of the United Arab Emirates to the other side of the United Arab Emirates, as much dirt track as we possibly can.
I'm in low range first and second, nice and slowly, carefully down the mountain. These passes, were spectacular coming up yesterday, but this morning coming down, oh my. Now, the Emirates and Oman, they're not big four-wheel drive destinations. Why? Maybe because people just don't know about them. I have to assume it's that, because they are unbelievable. This is the perfect driving road. Unbelievable. I think I know why it's not a well-known 4x4 destination for visitors. It's because Dubai is so good at their own publicity and the activities close by to Dubai are sand driving in Land Cruisers driven by other people, where a whole lot of people get packed into a Land Cruiser and get driven around, and after half an hour feel sick. And that's so well publicized that the other side of it, this side of it, isn't well publicized, because there is enough information about tracks and things. Sean himself created a lot of the information available, where you can actually just rent a four-wheel drive like we've done, some camping equipment, and come and experience this, because it is unbelievably good. And I see so little about it as a place to come four-wheel driving. Maybe it's because people think it's unsafe, and it's Arab nation. Now they have two official languages, Arabic, English, so you can get by with English pretty well anywhere. Is it safe? Yes. It's safe. Many North Americans will think that it's not safe for them to come here. It's complete nonsense. There are lots of Western tourists that come here, but not a lot of them that do this kind of adventure. I feel as safe here as I do anywhere, and maybe the problem is that the news about the Arab nations is so prevalent on political news networks that have their own agenda. It's rubbish. Just be sensible like you would on traveling to any other place. Well, morning of day 2. Today things are going to change a little bit in that we're going to be moving out of the mountains into the true desert itself. So a lot of driving. I really don't know what's happening today. Not terribly worried, letting Sean kind of just lead the way. He knows the area extremely well, and if you can hear, if you listen carefully, very carefully, you can hear the calming tones of Gwynn snoring as the morning sun kisses the mountains. I think I'll just leave her there to sleep. But don't laugh. Don't laugh at snoring people. Never ever laugh at snoring people. Snoring is God's way of helping older people know that each other is still alive. It's been a very nice morning's camp, very leisurely morning. We sorted out some hot water, all had a shower, and it's the kind of camping that I absolutely love. We're relaxed. We don't have a long way to go today. It means we're going to arrive at the campsite between 3 and 4 p.m. No rush, plenty of time to do stuff, and the magic is now. It's the camping and chilling.
This Arabic mud and stone architecture, thick walls, dark rooms, faded glory, really inspired the world building for one of my books, Blood Rights. And a lot of the action takes place in a city just like this, with these fabulous buildings with the intricate ornate doors and hidden nooks and crannies, and I just love it. I could get lost here. I could spend all week here, and they could come back and fetch me.
While Gwynn and I were making our films, Sean and Andronette were making theirs. A bit about how Gwynn and I film our shows.
Running around for about 15 minutes and you're looking for a spot here. What advice can you give to your viewers and to our viewers? The perfect time lapse. What are you looking for?
Okay, time lapse. How about going to watch that on Expedition Extreme? It'll be released about the same time as this video. There'll be a link to that video on the end frame.